Good morning and welcome to Get Enlightened with me, Lauren Scott. And guess what? I'm here with Paige.
We're back on the porch.
Like literally.
Yeah. We had been inside because it was cold and or hot. But it's kind of nice here today. So
here, back up just a little bit. We got these new little portable mics. And you're screaming in yours.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
But aren't I always?
Sometimes.
I can't get my shit together at all. Even if I tried, I'm like, I think next I need an assistant, and they're going to be the one who puts the mic to wherever I need to go, and they're going to be moving my hand out, and then I'm going to be moving my face to my hand because I just want to eat it.
Oh, goodness. Okay. So it's funny because Paige just got to witness my Texas original drop.
Oh, yeah, I've never done that before.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm. And then you skipped away with your little bag, and so happily.
So those that haven't listened to that episode should go listen to the Texas Medical Marijuana Compassionate Care Program episode with Texas Original.
And they're going to deliver it to your house, and you can track them, and you can make sure that you meet them there, and you're like whenever you go to grandma's house, and she's waiting for you with cookies, except for the cookies are different things.
Edibles.
Yes. It's still a treat.
Isn't it crazy though? Because I still I've had my license for a really long time, but I still feel like I'm doing something wrong when I go outside.
Yeah, because we're been indoctrinated to think we live in a police state and everybody's watching and I shouldn't be doing this even though it's legal and you have everything you need, and even if somebody busts you, you're not doing anything wrong, but in your mind it's called anxiety.
Yeah, and did you know that they can't really ask a lot of questions about it because of HIPAA?
Well, thank goodness.
It's crazy. They're trying to pass some laws right now that takes the Delta 9 and Delta 8 completely off of the shelves for all the CBD stores except for the ones that are medical. I have my 50-50 on that. We'll probably discuss that at a later time. I do think that there needs to be some regulation.
I don't know much about anything about that because I stay sober most of the time just because my life is...
It's not about getting high.
I know. I just am a control freak. Mainly. And I can't even get out of control and have a couple glasses of wine just because that's... But anyway, that is a completely different situation. Okay, well, that again is something else we need to talk about.
I feel like actually... We were going to talk about the let them theory, but let's start with this.
Okay, let's do that.
I think alcohol is worse than THC when used appropriately.
Dude, I do too, genuinely. Yeah. And I don't see why it can't be legalized. But
well, it would be smart for Texas to legalize it because then they can tax it like the other states.
But that's what I was going to say.
It brings money into the community.
I've had this conversation, though, before, because if you tax drugs instead of letting them be illegal.
Let's not call them drugs. Let's call them medicine.
I mean, but, okay, I'm going to sound even more overarchingly, I guess, libertarian. I don't really know. I think that you should do all the drugs in this kind of manner, because if you can tax all medicine in this kind of manner, you can eliminate a lot of things and you get a lot of tax dollars. So I'm even farther over here to the you have a right to do with your body what you will than most people are. So even if we think like medical marijuana, I don't see any problem with having everybody, just like Colorado.
You mean like having it recreational?
Yes.
Well, and I think the difference that people don't understand is there's recreational and then there's medical.
Right.
And there's a difference there. You know, I do understand that in a lot of states, you can only buy a certain amount, under recreational, where you get more for medical.
But look, I never really even liked smoking pot, even whenever I was in high school. But I think that it's far less dangerous than alcohol.
Well, in Texas, there is no flower that's included in that. Which then we get into the bill that they're trying to pass, like all the CBD that has THC, like Delta 8 and Delta 9, taking it completely off of the shelves when, there are people that use that for medicine as well, because my medicine is very expensive and not everybody can afford to pay it for what they need. So it gives them it gives them a different route. It'll be really interesting. I know that they were in the court system at the Senate or the House for literally until 4:00 in the morning.
Kind of reminds me of prohibition, but I'm also
but
very
really weird. Like Texas is going on this reefer madness journey that I'm like, I could understand that if it was 20 years ago, 15 years ago, when not, almost every other state was completely legal.
Well,
like you can't on one hand say, hey, this is what it helps with, and then use those same things as what it's doing to you. It just doesn't make any sense.
I mean, you can, but there's a lot of them are very hypocritical, though.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, this is tax dollars and revenue that you get to be in control of, and you're technically quote unquote freedom fighters.
Yeah.
So why don't you allow people the freedom to do with their bodies what they will? Mm. And as long as you do things responsibly, I mean, it's kind of like if you eliminate the criminal element of these sort of situations, you can make things to where people can do with their bodies what they will in a legal manner, and it makes it safer. But again, I'm probably even farther out than most people, because to me, you do with your body what you will. And
whatever works best for you.
Whatever works best for you. And I mean, it could be safer, though, if it's regulated
correctly,
and taxed,
because it is regulated as far as medicine goes. It's not what you would buy at those CBD stores. You know what I mean? So it is different.
It's kind of like whenever vaping, whenever they would do it, I never vaped because, I mean, I'm like Sporty Spice and I can't run and smoke at the same time. So,
you are like Sporty
I am
Spice.
like Sporty Spice.
Maybe we should be the Spice Girls for
Halloween this year. Totes want to do that.
Can we dress up our guys as the other Spice Girls?
I mean,
even better.
My husband would look really cute as Posh with his. He looks like a giant teddy bear with this massive beard, almost like a lumberjack, but he has like this cute little "I'm an imp" kind of look in his eyes, and I think he'd do it because he would be so cute. Yeah,
I think we should talk him into it, and then we can go trick or treating with the teenagers around where I live. And
yes, the P.
Okay, so we're so glad y'all are back with us.
Yeah, thanks. Welcome back to the porch. So
my last few interviews, I swear it's just been me and that person, and like our talks are like just like this. So
just
I hope
talks.
you're liking this.
I liked it.
Shout out to me if you want us to go video. I keep going back and forth. I don't really know if I want to do it. We are going to throw around this idea for season 3. So
yeah, if
you like it, hit me up.
We're still going to look like we always look. So
yeah, that's not changing. But
yeah,
we're just going to have to. This is more.
You're going to see. I mean, what do we actually look like? I will pluck the
no filter.
I never filter. I never do. I never do because I'm like, y'all want to see what this looks like? 46.
Although
you want to see some crows?
Some of those filters on TikTok make me look like a drag queen. Like I look better without any makeup on than with whatever the hell this is.
Nobody looks at my face anyway. Okay.
That's all they can look at.
You're like, here you go. I'm like, what is her eyelashes doing at this point in time? Anyway.
I do want to drop about next week. Next week I have Kate on I had her on already.
Oh, she's cute. Yes.
Oh God, I love her. I love her. We have such an interesting conversation because just like I was telling you with her, it's just all the things that I love to talk about, but don't usually get to. So
that's why you have those kind of friends.
Yes. She channels a reading. We talk, kids and how to use angel magic with kids. She's got she's redone, I don't know why I'm having such a tough time with this word. Republished a children's book that's called A for Angels.
Aww.
It has affirmation. And anyways, she's republished a book. She's got The Backyard Fairies, A is for Angels, Angel Magic for Adults. It's just a really good conversation about everything. So y'all make sure to check that out.
Can't wait.
And then if you haven't heard Rachel's, which
my favorite thing, Rachel's whole thing, I loved her thing because I ended up, it says this, joy as a rebellion.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah, I'm just going to keep smiling and being happy in the spite of everything because I'm going to be happy even when the world collapses around me. But I did end up getting, I had some hopium. I went there and I got some hopium, and then if I need to get a little more hopium, I just come back to that. But I liked her thing. I liked Ward's
that's Rachel Ruth Tate with the Astrology Roadshow. She is doing the astrology from April to, I think it's September.
September, yeah.
Very interesting.
Lily's birthday was a special day.
Very good. She gave me a lot of feedback on mine, and specifically mine and my son's chart. I'm excited to see where he's going because so far everything that she's called has happened. She's just amazing, and I like how she does hers. So if y'all haven't checked out that one, that one's before this one, so go check that out.
Whenever I listened to it, I was a little down, and then.
Well, she doesn't fuck around in the sense that she tells you how it is. Like she doesn't.
But I was hopeful.
What she said.
I liked the way she said. I was hopeful for the future after I listened to her.
Yes.
And that's all I really needed.
Yes.
Sometimes you just need a pat on the back.
Yes.
And you're
what
like,
was it that you like that she said?
Joy as a rebellion.
Joy as a rebellion.
I love that.
Maybe I'll use that.
We need that as shirts.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Y'all want merch?
Yeah.
We can't do merch because all of those come from China, really, and
well,
that's not a cheap way anymore. So we'll look into that. Maybe.
Can we do puff paint?
Like on our own?
Yeah, like it's 1993 again. I mean, that's where we're going back, right? We're all the way back. All the way. I'm like, you can't, F those tariffs. I'm going to make my own t-shirt.
So today, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk the Let Them theory.
Yes.
We decided to read the book together. Well, not together, but at the same time of the Let Them
It was
theory.
a cosmic connection
By Mel
because
Robbins.
I said I wanted to do it, and then Lauren posted something on her Instagram about it, and I was like, ooh, ESP again.
Like we're in each other's heads.
I know.
And you get to join along for the ride, friends.
Welcome. This is whenever I teach yoga, I'm like, I live in this body, you live in that body, and they're like, what the fuck's it like in there? And I'm like, joyful.
Yeah, don't you see me working out, running
all the time?
So excited. I'm so excited. Treadmill makes me
I just am always laughing because the world. Let them. Okay, focus.
So, I had some strange, weird situations happen with quote unquote people.
Same girl, same.
Friends, acquaintances.
We can't call them. They're like frenemies. They're like sociopaths who like cosplay like your friends, and then they're never your friends. You were their friend. They were never your friend.
Yeah. So anyhow, we start reading this book at the perfect time when some stuff comes to us about other people, and it was so refreshing. Like it made this transition of releasing things no longer serve us.
But I'm going to tell you, I spiraled out because I was like, oh my God, what do I do to change this? How do I get this to stop? And then we listened, and I was like, yeah, let them. Shh.
I think I like the whole, okay, so the Let Them theory, guys, is basically anybody who thinks, says, good or bad, indifferent of you.
Let them. You can't control them, so why even bother?
Yes. But she gives a good little spin on let them let me, which means that I see you for how you're acting, but really the only control I have is myself and how I respond, don't respond, handle this situation.
But it's like Buddhism.
Yes.
My favorite
I think that's
tenet.
probably why I like it so much, because it reminds me of that, and I love the Buddhism principles.
Yeah, I do too. But I really have liked it. And then she said something about this is the only we have one life to live, and you want to live it in the best way possible. Mm-hmm. And you need to make sure that you focus on the things that make you happy, and not on on other people who are trying to affect your life.
Which this goes hand in hand with what Rachel was saying about the astrology, what Heather has said about her channeling, what Kate has said about her channeling, that this is the time to focus on you and fill your cup.
Yeah.
And it's not so much about focusing on outward.
Right. Well, because
which makes perfect sense of what we're seeing happen, because the only way that you wouldn't be going crazy with the back and forth is only focusing on you and not shutting it out.
But you acknowledge the fact it's happening.
You acknowledge the fact that it's happening, but you also acknowledge the fact that the only control you have over what is happening is let me.
Yes.
Do I spiral and doom and lay here and cry about it, or do I get my ass up and fucking...
Which is fine if you're doing that. Everybody cries and spirals. And then you get up.
But it's you take your power back.
Yes.
You decide that the only thing that you can do is
me.
Exactly.
Because I get into my head, it's just because I'm one of those empathetic super thinkers. I'm always thinking. Everything's always thinking in this. But it really did help me go, no, I can't change that. I can't. The only thing I can change is my reaction to whatever's happening over here. Mm-hmm. And I had to really take a massive step back. Maybe, it was a really bad Tuesday. And then I started to cry. And then after I had this meltdown, it was really great. It was like an energetic.
We're human. We're going to feel it. But we're giving ourselves permission to see, feel, understand, flip the script.
Yeah. And that's whenever it really hit me that I need to try to be happy, or at least contented for myself. Mm-hmm. And I can't let other people spiral me out, because I can't fucking control it. And then you give them the power. They have control over the way I feel about myself, the way I go to work. And I teach yoga, so you have to have a clear mind, or everybody feels it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to sit in a room trying to...
You have to have clear energy.
Yeah, because they pick up on it. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to make somebody else's life worse. Mm-hmm. And even if it's like a tacit thing.
Most of the time, in all honesty, if it's a negative situation, it's usually just because you were a mirror to something. It doesn't have anything to do with you. Like in my situation, it's because I triggered these people to try to be better than...
Well, I don't know. And it's the same thing. Like, you were a friend to them. They weren't a friend to you.
Yeah, but looking back on it, I don't think they ever were.
Well, and this is true. That's what we call reflection and self and whatever. But
hopefully whatever mirror was handed to them, they handle.
I don't care. They can break it. I don't really care. They just get away from me. This is where I'm like, you can be and feel.
Stay in my own peaceful
just leave me alone.
And I don't know. I've done so much in my life that at this point, we've talked about this before. Same with you. Whatever. Feel and think however you want.
Well, and that's the other thing. I'm not even bothering, because I'll tell you this.
I don't want to save everybody, and I don't want to have to defend myself to people that aren't worth defending. If you want to believe it, believe it.
Believe it.
You think that I'm an evil bad witch.
This is what is funny to me. Then I am.
Then read my book.
Then I am. Well,
that has nothing to do with occult and all to do with energy.
But it doesn't matter, because they're going to understand it.
They only see what they want to see and hear what they want to hear. Everybody sees what they want to see and hear what they want to hear. I think the point is that, where we used to put so much effort into worrying about what other people see or feel or hear about us, now it's the time where it's like,
no.
Meh.
But I will tell you this. I sometimes in the morning, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just going to try to appease this person. And then I walk in and I immediately recognize that she woke up this morning trying to fuck with me, for better words. And then I realized, no, I was right. I am just going to let her do what she wants to do, and I'm going to let me move on with my life, and I'm going to focus on my inversions. Because it's so funny, though, because literally every single morning I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just going to try to minimize some chaos. Mm-hmm. And then I look at her and I'm like, not today, motherfucker. Not today. Because she woke up choosing violence.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know. It's also actually really funny because I'm having a conversation this morning with some older friends of mine, and they were like, we all go through the same things. Literally, everybody's life tracks in the same way. Yeah. If you are in the same, and they were like, you're not going through anything nobody else is. Mm-hmm. This is just normal.
Everybody has their shit.
Yeah, and you're not special.
The same shit.
Yeah. And I'm like, you're not special.
Yeah, it's different ways.
It's just in different ways. And then I'm just like, I don't understand.
I mean, I think I'm special.
I look, it's kind of one of these things. I'm kidding. Everybody's special, but nobody's special.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm just like, I am really not that important for you to wake up for 5 months to do something to try to get at me.
I'm like planting potatoes.
I'm planting. I'm focusing on my abs. Okay?
That's what I need to be focused on.
That's what I focus on.
I've done really good with my walking.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man.
That's all that matters.
I'm down quite a few pounds. Menopause. Like, can we also talk about this?
Menopause is rough.
Menopause sucks.
Fucking rough, bro. I'm just like, well,
maybe that's why it's so easy to be like, let them, because menopause is like my give a fuck button is no longer giving a fuck.
So, okay, like, I'm 46.
Earmuffs on your kids for this.
Truth. This is truth. This is a universal truth they need to understand.
This is Porch
okay,
time.
So I'm 46. Yesterday was our 19-year anniversary, so I've been.
Oh, happy anniversary!
19. It's so weird that I don't even see myself as old enough to be with somebody for 20 years. So,
27.
A long time, right? You're just like, wow, I still like you.
Married and 27 together.
And
crazy.
It's just nuts. But it's good nuts because you're like, I still like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wouldn't want to have a different husband because mine is amazing. Like, he's way cooler than me, and I could genuinely not get through life without him. You know, like the second half. But okay, one of my kids is going to college. The other one just started driving. I'm in that life cycle where I'm trying to figure out what's the next step, and I don't need somebody trying to pick on me like I'm in junior high. Because I'm going through menopause.
Yeah, no. Nobody has time for that.
Nobody has time for that. And I'm just like, why do you have time for that? I don't understand.
I think it's self-esteem, too. I think those that gossip about others or try to try to think, or let me rephrase, think that they're trying to start shit.
That's why I was like, I noticed, have you ever been through that point in your life where you were like, probably not being the nicest person. I'm not being the person that I want to be.
Oh yeah, I can be petty AF.
Okay. So I noticed that I wasn't the person I wanted to be. And then I was like, I noticed that there was a lot of dishonesty. And I was like, I think that I'm here to make a life change because I've got one life to live. And I'm like, so maybe I've been doing this let me for even longer than what the book was. So I'm going through all of these things because you're constantly evolving, right?
I mean, you should be. Is everybody? No. But should we be?
Yes. So, and that's whenever I was like, I think I just want to start focusing on myself. But I don't know. I think we should just let them do what they want to.
Hashtag let them. Hashtag
let me.
Also, I liked how it talked about with family, how to use it with family. Especially your kids. If they come to you wanting to try something or not wanting to try that, don't force what you want them to do on them.
They're not
them.
well,
in all honesty, and I am really big on this with Aiden. Like, I know a lot of my friends are like, oh no, our kids are going to do this, and this.
But they're not you.
But they're not you. And everybody has their own path. And the only way that kids can figure out their own path is if you
let them.
Because if you force it on them, they will end up resenting you.
Well, and
they won't end up liking it just for the simple fact that you're forcing it on them. That's what I see most of the time. I mean, I'm not a therapist, but like that's what I've seen with like
my own personal experience.
Yeah.
I mean,
same.
I didn't have choices, but I can see from myself when I didn't have choices is when I rebelled even more. So my husband and I, because he was raised in a similar manner where you had to be the person they wanted you to be and not the person that you actually were. So we made a conscious effort to raise our children to where they kind of drove that train, where they're involved in the things that they want to be involved in, as long as they're not adding or subtracting to the population, getting arrested. They can do pretty much whatever it is that they want to.
Yeah.
And they're good kids. So.
Well, and I think it helps with communication too.
Right.
You let them know that they're supported and that their choices have consequences, good or bad.
Right.
Or indifferent, right?
Yeah.
They are supported to.
But that's critical thinking. Oh. You teach your kids critical thinking skills.
Thank you.
What? What?
My week is submit.
Yeah. You're like
myself for critical thinking.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Thank God. Maybe this is something that America should practice.
Maybe we should educate yourself. Educate yourself. You're like, I wonder if this person's not telling me a truthful statement. Maybe I should check another source. But I know, roll our eyes. Let's let them do that and let me stockpile 6 months worth of toilet paper.
It is what it is.
I don't know. I'm just trying to survive, okay? Look, I'm trying to keep smiling.
We're just raw dogging life over here.
I am raw dogging life. I mean, sobriety is weird, but I had too much of a control freak not to do it any other way. So, I don't know.
Okay. Deep thoughts by Paige.
Then I snorted. Sorry, guys. I'm going to blame it on the pollen.
We are sitting outside because it's porch time.
And we're outside.
My garden and flowers are like blooming. It's amazing.
Well, and I guess we should get back to the... I take it down. I take it down the bad spiral. Ooh.
No, you're fine.
I do like the flowers.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
So, our kids had prom this weekend.
Yes.
How was yours?
Lily enjoyed it. She was there for about an hour. And then she was like, this is lame. And then they came home. She picked up her little brother. And then they went to the Minecraft movie. They were playing at 10:30.
Oh.
And then she got home at 1. But she
looked pretty.
She did look real pretty. I couldn't post them on the internet because she looked too old for 17. And I just remember her as my little baby.
Paige is like a Mormon, cover all parts.
Oh my God, she's going to Mormon prom.
You know what? Some of my most favorite friends are Mormon.
I think they're good people.
They're such good people.
Yeah, I don't have anything against anybody in their rebels.
Without alcohol, better than anybody I know.
Well,
seriously.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Best events and parties that I've been to.
I don't doubt it. I'm actually listening to the Mormon Stories podcast. I love.
Oh, dude, have you seen the Hulu special, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives or whatever?
No, but I need to figure it out. I don't watch TV. My problem is that I read books, and my problem is that I read.
That's not bad.
God, one of those.
Speaking of books, Achieving Harmony by Lauren Scott is out on Amazon.
And I bought it. I do need to. I've just been sucked into my little romance novels.
Dirty romance novels?
Some of them are dirtier than others. I have read some that are PG rated.
Oh,
look at me!
Look at the hummingbird. That's my first hummingbird of the season, guys. Hummingbirds are coming through Texas.
Look at that.
Put up your hummingbird feeders now.
Look at this magical thing. That is so cool.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
I'm glad I put it up. Sean was like telling me it was too early. I'm like, no, it's not. Now I see it.
Shut up, Sean. You're supposed to be supportive. You need to let me put the hummingbird feeder up whenever I want to.
I did, but then I also needed his help because I couldn't get it stuck on there right. So
that's his job, is your second fiddle.
He did it because he's a good hubby.
Yeah, that's why we keep them.
They are.
Oh
yeah, prom. Sorry, I got sidetracked.
No,
Aiden's was good. He had a good time. He got to hang with his girlfriend. I think that's all he really cared about. So
yeah,
and he looked really good. And
that's all that matters. She's so cool.
She's super cool.
Yeah.
And so pretty. And they're a really cute couple.
No, they match.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
It was real cute. I think my problem, like, Lily's a senior, so she's just she's done.
And she graduated early, so she didn't get to go, she didn't go to her prom. So she was super excited because she doesn't go to.
I think we should have a prom. Adult prom?
Oh, God, I went to a lot of proms.
I never went to prom because I got to go to boarding school. So.
Can we do it like 80s style?
I don't care.
I want to have a margarita and moo-moos.
Look, if you want to do 80s style, that would be awesome. I think I would just, look, I look much better now than I did when I was 16. So half of me wants to put on a trashy looking dress.
Oh, goodness. You better. Oh, did anybody else's Amazon orders get canceled? All of my Amazon orders that I had gotten, like jumpers and things like that for springtime. Today they were all canceled.
Well, I didn't want that.
I didn't
but
either.
Here we are.
When my team
here we are. Well,
at least I have this beautiful garden all set up to where now
you can just go naked. It's fine. This is good. Hey, you know what? I have 2-3 sewing machines. If things get so bad, we can just start making our own Temu stuff at the house.
Arts and crafts. Paige is really feeling this arts and crafts moment. Like, she's brought it up now on 2 different things.
What I'm saying,
first she wants to do puff paint on her shirt swag.
I'm not letting tariffs get me down. No, let me make it myself. Let them ruin the global economy. Let me make my puff paint shirts.
Hey, at least we were born before all the shit, like all the stuff of easy access. So this isn't such a huge.
No. And speaking of
for our kids, it's going to be bigger than I think they or anybody really understands because they're so used to like snapping their fingers and getting anything that they can. Us, we raw dogged our whole childhood outside.
I'm so used to being disappointed. So at this moment, I'm like,
internet and all this stuff. People are like, what would happen if the internet went down and we didn't have electricity?
You'd read a book.
You'd go outside and hang out.
And maybe you'd go to the Encyclopedia Britannica. Learn some history.
Did your parents have like the whole set?
Exactly.
My mom had the whole set.
We did. They did. And
Gen Xers in the house, we can survive.
I can survive anything. Look.
And I have been buying up stock like crazy because I'm like,
I have been closing my eyes and hoping the kids' college fund is still going to be there. That's what I've been doing. But I did hear that they are, any international kids that are on a scholarship program have been asked to return. To be quite honest with you, I would have already gotten my children out.
Yeah.
I mean, but
things them are changing.
They are.
Let them.
Well, and this is one of those things where I have to continually remind myself that I don't have any power in this situation. I've done what I needed to do. I foresaw this apocalypse, and I told people, I told you so. I warned them in November what was going to happen, and here I am, Nostradamus, who listens to economists, and look where we are.
Nostradamus.
Nostradamus.
Listens to economists. Hey, we need to give that to Aiden for his new album.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Maybe this is how we're going to make it through. But here's
listening to Aiden's rap?
And adding these adult versions where he knows what's the Nostradamus.
He's my child. I hope that he would know.
I would hope so. I would hope so. I would hope I've raised mine. So Gunny comes in to me. This is whenever I knew that I had done good with my kid. And he's like...
I mean, not to beep your own horn or anything, but...
Not to beep my own horn. But he's already cynical at 16. And he's a kid? Yeah, obviously.
He's funny.
He does make me laugh. He looks at me and he goes, Mom, school isn't about learning. It's about passing a test. And I was like, 1, bravo for seeing through. But 2, I'm going to need you to pass that test.
I need you to go to school and pass those tests.
I need you to pass that test because you need to. But I also am thankful that you understand it's just a market manipulation, son.
Yes.
Thank you.
Speaking of tests, shout out to both of our children for doing amazing on the
Woo! Look at that. I'm so thankful when...
Took off a huge... Aiden was super stressed out and worried. He got his scores back the day he took his ACT, which he felt like he completely bombed because he hadn't prepared for the ACT at all.
Yeah, but he's a good test taker and he's smart.
He's a good test taker and he's smart and he did fantastic. So he can pretty much get in anywhere that he wants to go. So now he is broadening his horizons on where he wants to go.
I think that they should go wherever they want to. And I have told Lily's friends this too. Because you don't know what you don't know at 18.
Yeah.
And I told Lily, just apply. Wherever you want to go, just apply. See what kind of financial aid you're going to get.
Yeah, because it is amazing right now, the different financial aids for the different schools, not just in Texas, but literally worldwide.
Right.
On what they're doing for...
You can't take the no before you ask a question.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost you anything, or, I mean, maybe your parents, maybe I'm out of touch.
No, not at all. I mean, it does cost you. It costs you like 50 to 75, sometimes 100, up to 125 per application.
Well, Lily only applied to Austin College.
Well, yeah, but.
And apparently there's something you can do online where you can just like online apply to things. So she went through just applying to things.
So that's on that college board where they get their SATs. It shows you what colleges are interested in you.
Yeah.
That's how I knew that his SATs had done good, because
proud of him.
All of those messages came through. I checked that. I knew it was coming and I just kept like refreshing because I wanted to see him before he did, and he still saw him before me because I guess he got a text message. But, it tells you all of the colleges that are interested in you. And I don't know if you have to pay for those. I think that you can just send them.
I think you just send them because, look, Lily is so independent.
So her daughter is a senior.
Yeah.
Aiden is a junior.
Yeah.
So we're walking through this similarly, but I will tell you, Aiden is so much, he is so excited now about senior year because the pressure's off. Well, I told him to start practicing his essays because I know essays are a big thing. They do look at those no matter what your grades.
I think it's more about sentence composition. Are you?
Well, and I think they want to hear truth. I think they want to see if these kids are going to be using Chat GPT for everything, or if they're actually going to sit there and write them.
Well,
so tell your kids, because that
goes back to your ethics and your morals.
College admissions people is they are looking to see not so much about.
It's not about perfection.
It's not about
it's about how your mind works.
Not perfection. They're wanting to see how the mind works. So I thought that was really interesting, and I've talked to a few people that work in admissions in a few different colleges.
It's too easy to be dishonest nowadays. Mm-hmm. And I'm just thankful. I don't think Lily ever did, because she's actually kind of like me, where I get really upset about principles. Mm. So she's the same way. Because she hates it whenever other people cheat in her class, because she's like, why are you stealing from us? Mm-hmm. But, I mean, that's just, She's my kid. She's just very like these.
Aiden is the same way.
Yeah.
So.
But that means that we did good because our kids have morals.
Yeah. High five. High five.
Whee! Go us.
Okay, guys. So we have discussed a lot on this podcast today.
Oh, yeah. And that's how it works.
Medical marijuana, the let them theory.
Me thinking all drugs should be somewhat legalized. All the way out. I'm all the way out there.
Drugs. When you think drugs, you think like cocaine, or at least I do, like cocaine, heroin, that meth. Like those don't need to be legalized.
Okay.
Oh. Maybe this should be its own episode.
I told you, I'm so far out. I'm so far out there.
I do feel like this next time on Porch
I'm
Time,
so far out there with
we're going to talk drugs because that isn't something that we've really talked about.
No, and look, I
think that's a good idea.
I do too, and look, I understand there's like the addiction part of it. Okay. We will wait to talk about this until later.
Wait to talk about
and you're going to see how far out my personal freedom is. Okay. So yeah,
next month on
you can't see my arm, but it's like all the way on the other side of the porch. That's where I'm like, let me.
Even Cookie's like, this conversation needs to be over.
Sorry, you can always delete that.
No. I mean, I think it's a good conversation. I think seriously that just led us into next month. So join us next month on Porch Time for Paige for all about drugs.
Yay! Yay! Let them.
Let them and let me.
Let me.
I do need to get serious for a hot minute. There was a horrible thing that happened in Dominican on Tuesday. And the Jet Set Club in Santo Domingo, a lot of the people that I have worked alongside with in Dominican that work in the MLB and the mayor herself, I've worked with Food for the Hungry and with Bright Island with a lot of those people. And I don't know if you heard, but during a private party where there was a concert with a lot of the MLB players, because that's where, I don't know if a lot of people know, but that's where the academies are. The roof collapsed.
Oh.
And my friend Nelsie passed, which is Nelson Cruz's
I'm sorry.
sister. And she's also the mayor out there. So my heart goes out to everybody that has affected in any form or fashion, and to the Dominican Republic that's having to go through those losses, because it is a small country and people around there, they know each other, you know. And so, and to the Cruz family.
Sorry, Lauren.
Oh, it's okay. But I did want to.
It's not okay.
I mean, it's okay for me. It's a horrible, tragic accident that she just become a grandma. So it's really, really sad. But thoughts and prayers to those that are in the Dominican Republic and the families that are affected at this time. I hate to end that on such a negative note. But she was a wonderful woman. Yeah. And so she is definitely being loved, and
maybe that's your hummingbird
in heaven. Oh, maybe. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, guys, thank you again for listening to us. Check out next week's episode with Katie. Check out the week before with Rachel. And thanks for listening to Porch Time with Paige with me and Paige. Bye.
Love you, Lauren. Excuse me. Pardon me. I want to do a microphone tap.
Oh, microphone tap. Toot, toot, boop. We got these cute little microphones, guys. They're like little pink ones.
So cute.
And they're so cute.
Everybody else has them too whenever you're on the TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go.
All right, guys. Remember, let them and choose to let me. Thanks for listening to Get Enlightened with me, Lauren Scott.
Bye, Lauren.
Bye.